Alright guys, this is Key Features Part 2, where we are going to be working on the problems that we missed in the first video. If you do not already have these filled in, go watch the first video. First video explains all the ones we've already done, and the second video gets these last 5 things. So, increasing, decreasing, and constant. You've actually heard all these vocabulary words in your vocabulary assignment, but now we're just putting them into practice. So, you always read a graph left to right, just like a book. When you read a book, you read the words left to right. Same thing on a graph. That will never, ever change. So, when I read this graph left to right, remember it started over here. I extended this line. It does go forever. But reading it left to right, this graph is going up. Okay, I know you may think it's going down because the arrow's pointing down, but that's not the case because we read it left to right. So start on the left-hand side, follow it with your pencil. It is going up. Okay, that means it is increasing. Now, when did it start increasing? This goes down forever, so it started increasing at negative infinity. And it keeps increasing until here. It stops increasing at -2. So that is how you write for actually increasing, decreasing, and constant. You're going to use the x values only. So I'll kind of put a little note here, x only. You do not use the y values, meaning you don't use the y-axis. You only use the x one, which is these numbers here. So it started increasing at negative infinity. It kept increasing until -2, not 3. It did not increase till 3. Only use the x values. That's this one. Now decreasing, remember, read it left to right. So I'm going up, I'm going across, now I'm going down. When did I start going down? Remember, x values only. So I started going down at 3, not at this 3, this one. So from 3, and I keep decreasing all the way until I get to, remember, x values only. So many students will tell me -4. That's not possible. It can't decrease from 3 to -4. But it can decrease from 3 until 8. Always use the x value. So from 3 to 8, we are decreasing. And constants when you're going straight across. So again, left to right, start on the left. Became constant at -2. And I was constant all the way until 3. So that is increasing, decreasing, and constant. X values only. All right, and then we get to positive and negative. Positive, your definition means above the x-axis. Negative means below the x-axis. So I'm actually going to color this so you can see it. So positive across the x-axis here is this and this all the way to here. All of that is above the x-axis. And then I got red to show you where below the x-axis is. That is here and here. I know I got a lot going on in this graph now, but try and pay attention to the red and green. So green is above the x-axis, red is below the x-axis. So when I fill these in, positive, where am I above? Where did I start coloring green? That would be at -6. When did I stop coloring green? That would be at 5. So guys, I actually recommend that if you have this on paper, if you have the ability to print this out, to do that. If not, you may be able to use some tools in Google. I don't know if the highlighter tool will work or something, where you can highlight and you can show this. It helps you see it a little bit better. Or if you have to, just cover up below the x-axis. If you cover it with your hand, I can see where it started, I can see where it stopped. That way you're not looking at too much information. Now, negative means below the x-axis. Now, I am negative in 2 spots. I'm negative over here, and I'm negative over here. These are where I colored red. So my negative started from negative infinity. This went off the graph, all the way until -6. Notice where one stops, the next one picks up. Positive picked up at -6. Here, positive ended at 5. Negative picks up at 5 and goes until 8. Again, you're using x-axis only. That's no different here, x only. So for increasing, decreasing, constant, positive, negative, you are using the x-axis only. All right, so that is the end of the first example. The second example, we did the same thing. So this one's going to have multiple places of increasing and decreasing. always read it left to right, always. And if it helps you, draw arrows, because a lot of people see this arrow and they want to follow it this way. You have to read it left to right. You got to start on the left and go this way. So this was actually going down. From here, it started going up. Then I went down again, and then I went up. So if you have to draw these, do that. That is totally fine with me. I do not mind it one bit. So it was decreasing, then increasing, then decreasing, then increasing. Think of it like a roller coaster. You took your drop, you did the little click, 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 click. You took your drop, you did the little click, 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 click. Okay? So, where am I increasing on this graph? Well, I started off decreasing. I started going up here, and that is at negative 5.5. Sorry about all the decimals on this one. And it increased all the way until negative 1. Again, X value only. Do not tell me it increased to 8.5. It didn't. It increased to negative 1. X values only. So now I'm going down again. I start increasing, which means I start going up again at 5.5. And I go up forever. We call that infinity. Decreasing is when you're going down. So I started going down from the very beginning. That was negative infinity. I kept going down until I hit negative 5.5. Now I'm going up. I start going down again at negative 1. And I go down until 5.5. Oops, sorry. Now constant, that is when the function goes straight across. There is not a constant on this graph. All right, and then we get to positive and negative. I'm going to do like I did on the last one, and I'm going to color the positive green. So everything above the x-axis, which is all of this, stop there, and then I'm above again right here. So all of this is positive. And this tiny little section right here is the only negative section. It's the only piece below the x-axis. So I am positive in 2 spots, one over here and one over here. So the positive started from negative infinity and it went until 4. And then the positive started again at 7 and it went forever. That's called infinity. So I'm positive in 2 spots. And I'm only negative in this one little spot right here, and it goes from 4 to 7. All right, so now you have all of these filled in. We will do the practice in class together.